I will be and also ran anytime behind the champion of the sworn enemy of lying pomposity, smugness, and groupthink. Tucker Carlson is the champ. I'm an also ran, but I want to make a contribution to see how faith intersects with our political system. And I want to say today that gay makes the problem visible. When I just said the word gay, you immediately, I'm sure, thought of sex, preferences, relationships that are contrary to the Bible. That's not what I mean. When I say gay makes the problem visible, I'm talking about Dr. Claudine Gay, president of Harvard. I heard a guest that was on a Fox News show say, gay didn't make the problem. Gay makes the problem visible. In other words, the problem was already there. It's throughout college campuses, and especially in a place like Harvard University. This guest that was on said that Gay is a serial plagiarist. She is. Carol Swain, whom Gay plagiarized, is very upset about what has been transpiring at Harvard. Because, as has been mentioned, even at Politico, a subcommittee of Harvard Corporation, which oversees the university, found that Gay used duplicative language without proper attribution. Isn't that a way of just watering down the reality of plagiarism? But because she is diverse, she has diversity privilege. It's like she can get away with it. So she makes the problem visible, but the problem's already there with diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is coupled with the cultural Marxism being the profound, or being the philosophy that profoundly affects that institution as well as others, dividing everybody up between oppressor and the oppressed. Think of the statistics that have been coming out. When you look at 40% of 35 to 44-year-olds believes that the attacks by Hamas on Israel could be justified. And 60% of the 18 to 24-year-olds believe they are justified. Isn't it interesting that, again, just recently, 1 out of 5 in that age group believe that Osama bin Laden can be looked upon as favorable. There's a problem within education that is resulting in these kinds of conclusions young people are making. Just another example. A professor in the U.S. who denies the October 7th rape cases is up for a top role at a campus diversity office. That's at the University of Minnesota. And this individual has denied that the Hamas-led terrorists committed rape and sexual violence in their devastating onslaught of Israel at that time. And here she is, a candidate for a senior position at the University of Minnesota's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Department. It's time to get rid of such departments across the board including Christian colleges. What are Christian colleges doing, mimicking the world with these kinds of offices? Isn't it interesting that this person, Seema sorry if I mispronounced the name, she works at the Department of Gender, Women, and Sexuality Studies. Right there's another indicator of a off-base department in a university system. Get rid of these departments. They need not be there. By the way, did you hear about the massacre that occurred on Christmas? Hardly anybody heard about it. 150 and even more lost their lives in Nigeria because of Islamic attacks during Christmas. But the world yawns at that and hardly blinks an eye at it, doesn't even know that it happened. Now, if it was 150 Muslims who were killed in Israel, the world would be in an uproar. But it's because the way in which people look at this through the lenses of cultural Marxism, through diversity, equity, and inclusion, people are not going to see things objectively. Reality is skewered. And this is a problem throughout the university system, of which Dr. Claudine Gay made visible. We see the problem. I hope we can address it in very clear, objective, and biblical ways. Because the two worldviews of cultural Marxism and Christianity do not mesh. They clash. And you're seeing how our education system, from the colleges and universities, seeping right down through the government-run system of public education, K through 12, and even preschool, is indoctrinating youth in this kind of philosophy, which thrusts forward an agenda where right and wrong, good and evil, are totally mixed up and up for grabs. That worldview we get from Scripture is the worldview which helps people to see things as they really are. Well, unlike Tony Kornheiser, I cannot promise you I'll do better the next time. And unlike Tony Kornheiser, pardon the interruption, I will wave the flag of sackcloth. I will wave the flag for humility, not pride.